Gonna play a game against Livestock 6 as Fractured. Been a while since I've played, so hopefully I don't make too many rules mistakes. Very astoundingly good cards showing up today. So you always like to see the defense. Always like to see the defense. If I can get enough defense, weave can be played. Although, you know, maybe with trees and stones and weave, I can get enough defense to make weave work. Carapace land is nice if I can get that range 0 going. Bolt Soldier is pretty good. These are all very good cards. Bird's Cry Warning specifically is pretty nice against Livestock because you can blight your land but keep your Dahan alive. Even though I've put the card here, like near the middle of usually I have the cards I like the most on the left, might actually draft Bird's Cry Warning first. Living Energy is a very good card, except not really because I'm playing solo. I probably will not be using this on myself very often, unless I'm deciding to play majors. Anyhow, let's actually play the game. Okay. I'll want to let one of these Ravages go. Probably. This will be what? Lost condition? If I don't do anything? Yikes. So I suppose I'll stasis this wetland. And I'll see what I can do to cut down the numbers of this other wetland Ravage. I wanted the Bird's Cry Warning into the wetland Ravage here. I mean, unless I played it twice, then it's not that great. Okay, let's start the game. We'll G3. This is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage Ravage. Maybe I'll take Favor and just favor this land. It won't be enough to prevent the Blight from coming down, but that's what I want. Okay, I think I'll want to play Blur on turn 1. So let's take my starting time, and then I'll G3. I'll take 3 time from bottom, play these 2 cards, draft that. So I took Sun, I moved my presence out of that wetland. Let's move it here. Took Sun, took Presence, I drafted Favor, and I took 3 time from bottom track. Okay, gain pay. Let's Blur. Add to Hun. Push 2. I'll want to repeat that. Add to Han. Push 2. Because I plan to put 4 defense in here, meaning that they'll do a 6 damage Ravage, kill off 1 Dahan, which means having only 3 in here wouldn't really be enough to clear everything. Therefore, I want to repeat blur. Spend a slip to reclaim blur. And part of what makes me feel a bit happier about doing this play is the availability of Sun Moon in the opening days. That way I'm not going to feel too bad about losing passer turns to my discard. I can still play these 3 cards next turn, get reclaim plays. Build. Then explore. Next turn is up. I could G3 again if I wanted. These are really good cards. So which one of these mountain ravages do I want to let happen? Probably the one in the Beastland. Probably want to keep this Dahan alive. So it'll look like this. They'll build gather, so it'll be like a 7 damage ravage. What can I do against a 7 damage ravage? As it stands, I want to play these 3 cards, meaning that G2 is not an option, because I just won't have the energy to pay for it all. So I kind of have it forced upon me that I have a G3 forced upon me. So okay, I'll G3. Move presence, that'll come over here for targeting purposes. I'll draft a card, I'll figure that out later. I need to take 2 presence from bottom track to get 3 plays, and 2 energy. Gain pay. So now I just need to figure out what card I want to take. I probably want to draft the 0 cost card since I took favor earlier. It's going to be expensive. If I wanted to go really deep all in on defense, I could take Carapace Land so that future trees and stones is thresholdable. But even if I take Carapace Land, will that even be useful for me in the upcoming turns? I could range 1 to defend the Beast Land. Because I'm very likely to reclaim next turn, so whatever card I take next turn, this turn will have to be useful next turn as well. What do I plan to do next turn? I don't think I want to let both these mountain ravages through, do I? I guess I will end up letting this mountain ravage through on the Dahan and he'll die. I'll draft Carapace Land with plans to use it in this mountain next turn. I can combine that with Blur to get Dahan in. It would only be a defense 3 Carapace Land though, unless I also played Stasis. Maybe I just want Gold's Allure. Yeah, I think I'll take Gold's Allure instead. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I mean, I already have defense here, and I plan to draft more defense, so I might soon find myself oversaturated on defense and need some control. I don't think I actually need to play Blur this turn. Okay. Okay. Let's undo this. Playing Fractured. It's been a while. I want to play that for my coastal wetland. I want to play that for my other wetland. And I played Blur just because why the hell not, but I don't really have any cards that I want to be slipping right now. In that case, I'll just draft and play Gold Allure. Why not? I think my energy looks something like that. Yeah. So turn instead was gain sun, move presence. Neither of those have changed. I drafted Gold Allure, and then I took 2 time from bottom track and 2 energy, gain pay. Sure, we'll do that. Let's resolve favor. Let's resolve stasis. And we'll wait and see what happens with Gold Allure. Temporary truce. Beast damage. Fear. Wetland ravage. So one of these buildings does not participate. I think I want the city to not participate. That way I can kill off the town. So it won't get dragged in to the mountain. Okay, we ravage. 1, 2, 3, not enough damage. And then 8 damage gets returned. They're dead. That's a bit awkward because now I'm not blighting. Oh well. Mountain build. Gather. Nothing gathers. Wetland explore. With 2 towns coming in. Where do I want these towns? I can put one, I guess, on the wetland? All my Dahan is here anyway, so trees and stones would be fine here. And then maybe I don't want to put the other town adjacent to this one. I don't want to put in that mountain, so the options left are this jungle or the sand. Let's put it on that sand, I suppose. Or, no, we'll put it on this jungle. Okay, we Gold Allure. Let's gather that town in and put a strife on it. Sure. Upcoming Mountain Ravage. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 damage Ravage here. I need to start taking Blight. This is awkward. And this wetland is gonna get really gross. Million towns. I need to find a major power to deal with it, probably. My Dahan are not well positioned for Blur to be very useful. I can blur Dahan into places, but I could just let this guy die. And then I could draft trees and stones. I wonder if 4 Dahan in here does anything against all this crap. It'll look something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 7, 8 times 2, 16 damage. Plus 1 from an explorer. So there's 17 damage predicted to come here next turn. I only have 4 Dahan in there from Blur. Which is like 8 defense. It's not going to do very much. Perhaps I might want to just YOLO draft a minor power, just spin the lottery, hope to find something like drought. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a bit wishful thinking. Do I YOLO draft a major power and look for something like insatiable swarm of the? Hmm. I need a blight adding power. Oh, oh, woe is me. Well, I mean, I have the time. I can afford to pick G2, and so I probably will just pick G2. Let's, if I take a major power, it's not likely that I can play it, because I'm not going to be generating much energy this turn. But I do think I want a major power. I need a solution to the game, and defense is not going to cut it without blight on the board. Let's G2 and just high roll a major power. Oh, yeah. Like one of those two, I guess. Do I have the elements to cast down the board? My minor powers aren't very conducive to cast down. I don't even have any water in here. Because I would need... to draft 2 more cards to get Threshold to cast down. I don't think that's going to be too likely. Probably just Vigor. Or I could take Sweep into the Sea. Hold a moment. This is base... It's... Sweep into the Sea. I usually don't pick this card, but I mean... I usually don't pick Sweep into the Sea because I never feel very happy about its inability to deal with cities. But I am facing livestock here. Hold a moment here. Excuse me. Let's say I draft Sweep into the Sea right now. There'll be a million towns on that wetland. Sure. I think it's fine if I just play it now. I don't need it to be thresholded. That's crazy. Okay, I'll take Sweep into the Sea. And what other major power do I want to have at my disposal? Do I want Cast Down so that I can just end the game whenever I feel like the game? Or do I want to just take Vigor? I'll take Vigor. That was crazy high roll. Ah, but I can't play Sweep Down, Sweep into the Sea. What am I thinking? Is there possibly a way I can resolve it fast next turn then? That would require me to... So I'm almost certainly forgetting that. That would require me to draft to G2 and find a moon. This should be possible. Fine. That means I can't really play any cards this turn. Okay. So I G2, taking a moon. I drafted Sweep, forgetting 4 times sideways. I will add a presence to the board. Here, I guess. Need to think about range zeros because I have one in my hand somewhere. No? Wait, no, I don't. I don't. Okay. I'll be on top of Dahan. Maybe I'll get rewarded for that. And then I get 2 time. and I do nothing. Wait, no, it's local diaspora. Local diaspora? Push towns all over the place. Okay. Let's put it down here. Oh, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's fine. Put towns everywhere. Wow, that's awful. I hate that. Well, I guess it gets me 2 blight. Get a fear. Thanks, beast, I guess. And then Dahan run away from blighted lands. Not applicable. Defend 3 on all coastal lands. Thanks, I guess. Mountain ravage. Defended. Blight. Build, gather. Build, gather. Coastal Explorer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11 damage ravage happening in my coastal wetland. I don't really need sweep right now. But thresholding it next turn would be particularly delicious. Very delicious. Right now I should turn my attention towards this wetland. It's doing 11 damage, so maybe like a 9 damage defend would be pretty nice. Or 9 defense would be nice. So what I would like to do is to clear out that wetland in such a way that it blights but also dies, and then also play a thresholded sweep at speed fast next turn. It's crazy. Is that even possible? I think a thresholded sweep next turn would be possible if I take weave. Interesting. But it won't be fast. Oh my god, that's so delicious. Playing weave and sweep would be really hilarious. But it's not going to be fast. And right now this wetland ravage is rather depressing if I just let it through as is. I could trees and stones this turn, and then next turn play weave. And then I could slip out a card. Okay, I think I see the workings of a plan here. Okay, this turn I will G3, taking trees and stones. Now play trees and stones. I need to toss out a card. I guess I'll toss out Gold's Allure. That makes a bit too much defense on my wetland, but oh well. So G3, move presence, no thanks. I draft trees and stones. I tossed out Gold's Allure for it. And now I want to just take... It's never really worth it to go for 3 energy, so I'll just take 6. 1, 2, 3, gain pay. Trees and stones, that makes 10 defense here, and deals 5 damage. How do I want to deal this 5 damage? Doesn't really matter. Let's kill this. Okay. Event card. Single board with the most building at one town. Sure, we'll add a town here. Put it here. Add beast to the sands of the most invader, get a fear, and then some Dahan defense shows up, sure. Wetland ravage, that blights. This does, the coastal wetland does not, and then 10 damage gets returned. Killing off 2 towns. And then we do a build. Should not have killed that city. Build, build, build. Then gather. And no other gathers are possible. Mountain Explorer. With an escalation, placing 1 town. Guess I'll go here. Reminder card. 3 towns to the inland lands with fewest blight. 1, 2, and 3. And then a city. City as well. I guess that city can go here. Time passes. Next turn, I'll draft Weave. Guess I'll toss out Trees and Stones or something. Maybe I'll toss out Pass Returns again. Okay. And I'll take 6 energy once again. Gain. And I play all that. Pay. I'll give myself a slip to reclaim play favor because it has moon on it. And now I should resolve some cards. Not really sure what cards I'm going to be resolving and where. Let's weave. Let's weave together the 2 mountains. And then what? Can I reclaim play sweep? Gosh, I can. That's so disgusting. Okay, then I'll give myself a second slip. That gives me a slow to fast. I will reuse it on sweep. I will destroy all explorers in town in a coastal land, like the Double Mountain. You're all dead. Thank you, Weave. Repeat on a adjacent land. Oh, repeat on an adjacent land? That doesn't really do much. Let's say I push these guys in first and then destroyed the mountains. Okay, see you later. And then I get a reclaim play. I can reclaim play sweep, which doesn't really do much actually, because now I want to look at these. What if I reclaim play weave? That's insane, wouldn't it? Reclaim play weave and then weave the other 2 coastal lands together. That way there's 5, but there's no blight. I could use favor to push a blight into this land. And then, oh my gosh, this spirit's too strong. Okay, I'll give myself, wait, I haven't done the reclaim play yet. Okay, I'll put up Trees and Stones. -2 energy. Not resolving that yet, I don't think. Now I will give myself another slip. I get another slow to fast. I guess I'll use it on my... +1 damage. Does that matter? That means these guys will deal 5 plus, will deal 12 damage, but trees and stones is effectively 3 defense per Dahan. I guess that's fine. Now I have a reclaim play. I reclaim weave. I play weave. And I weave the other 2 coastal lands together. Now I favor pushing a blight into this land, allowing me to trees and stones it, dealing 5 damage. And placing 10 defense in here. And now I have blur to resolve. Wait a minute, I have blur. What the hell am I going to do with blur? I guess I can blur I can blur this coast, I guess. Why the hell not? I add town, and then they ravage and die? That doesn't really do anything. But there's not much to do with blur. I'm not going to blur this sand, for example. That's crazy. Build, and then they ravage, dealing 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8 damage. And then they'll die. Then add to Han. Guess I'll just push 2 over here. Crazy turn. Crazy turn. Event. Add blight to land with building. If you don't want to do that, pay 3 energy. Alright, blight it is. Immediately blight to a land adjacent. Okay, blight. Each land with snake doesn't exist. Can add to Han. Nope, can't do that. Alright, fear cards. What does that say? 1 damage per Dahan there. Die. Good game. That was crazy. Weave is so good, and oh my gosh, sweep is pretty good too. That's crazy. Good game.